It's not just Santa who likes milk and cookies during the holidays, so do I. And so do you, apparently. It's the second year of the Hiland Dairy 12 Days of Cookies. We put out a call for entries, then asked our viewers and readers to vote and award the top 12 vote getters. So every day since December 12th, we have put the recipes, one per day, in the Oklahoman and on newsok.com. And our winner this year, Jackie McCaughtry, and we'll get to her in just a second. Congratulations, by the way. Her recipe will appear in the December 23rd edition of the Oklahoman. Here's some details for you. There were 39 entries in the Hiland Dairy 12 Days of Cookies. Hiland gives 52 vouchers for a gallon of milk to each of the 12 top vote getters. Many of the winners donate those vouchers back to those in need. Over 2,100 votes, and a big thanks once again to our friends here at Hiland Dairy. And a big congratulations to you, Jackie. Thanks so much for your time today and coming in.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Tell me about these cookies. I got to tell you, they're called Granny's Cherry Winks, and right off the bat, the name is fantastic. They look fantastic, but it sounds like a family recipe, being that it's Granny's Cherry Winks.
Well, my grandmother's recipe box, I didn't know what cookies to choose, so I started pulling out her recipes, and I never knew what some of them were called growing up as a little girl eating her cookies. So I made about 6 different batches and shared them and took some of them to friends, and they kind of said, these are the ones you should enter.
Let's back up. How long have you been cooking?
Since I was old enough to follow my grandmother around and help her.
So it was a family situation. Your grandmother cooked. I'm guessing your mother cooked as well?
Yes, she was a very good cook.
Yeah, so you grew up in the kitchen watching these ladies cook and prepare their meals. And what is this right here?
This is my grandmother's recipe box, which is the one thing that I asked for when she passed.
Really? It looks like a actual traditional vintage recipe box. I mean, this is a nice wooden box here, but what's inside it? I mean, you mentioned recipes, but we're not just talking, scraps or whatever. There's a lot of handwritten.
All of my grandmother's secrets, and probably a lot in her head that she didn't get down on paper. But
not just food recipes.
No, there's all kinds of recipes for jams and jellies and pickles, and she made the best dill pickles.
Oh, really?
She always had a garden out back. Then when my father was alive, I went through it a lot more often because I tried to make him things that he loved that his mother had made for him.
And I believe you have a picture of your father right there, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Tell us about this guy.
My father was a World War II POW in Romania. He was a tail gunner.
Yeah.
And he was shot down and held for, I think, about a year and a half as a POW until they were liberated.
My goodness, I've read some books on that period of time and some of the POWs. It is amazing, the resilience that they all had. But he was interested in this contest last year for you to enter, right?
Yes, and I entered it, and I believe I came in 3rd or 4th, and every day he would ask me how the contest was going. He didn't know anything about computers or the internet or didn't want to know. But he would always check, and then once the contest was over, I had to start making him the winning cookies.
Oh, yeah? So
well, he loves sweets.
Well, so do I. I mean, who doesn't love cookies, for goodness sakes? But he wanted to taste some of the competition, huh?
Yes.
Very good. But then he passed away earlier this year, and perhaps this is a good win in memory of your father.
Yes.
Very cool. All right, walk us through Granny's Cherry Winks. What are we looking at here? What is in those?
Well, it's a basic batter, and then it's got maraschino cherries and dates and pecans that are cut very fine in the batter, and then you make 1-inch balls. And I found it's easier to put them in the refrigerator for a little while before you try to roll them in crushed.
Holds them together better, maybe?
Well, it's not as sticky.
Okay.
And then you roll them in crushed cornflakes. And then you put them on the pan and put a cherry on top and bake them.
Cornflakes gives a little texture, a little crunch, I guess, and probably a little bit of extra taste as well, right?
I would think so. My daughter told me, though, that I needed a little bit more flavor. So I added a little almond flavoring, and then I rolled these in the decorative sugars to make them a little more Christmassy.
They're festive. They look great, as well as the cherries do as well. Good color there. Now, day 12 of Granny's Cherry Winks will appear in day 12, December 23rd in the Oklahoman, I believe. On your recipe here, under sugar, you said grandmother's notes said to mix the brown and the white. So I'm guessing you see that throughout the notes here.
Oh yes, there's handwritten notes on most of her recipes.
I wonder where she came up with this from, you know? How long ago this recipe has been around?
This box has been building since I can remember, and it was pretty full back then.
Well, one last question for you, since you are a champion chef here and a person who knows their way around the kitchen. What are the holidays like for you and your family? Big food, festive, cooking a lot over Thanksgiving and Christmas, or?
Oh, I cook a lot, whether it's just the two of us, and my daughter will be in from Florida this year, and there'll just be the three of us and whoever drops by. But
Well, very cool. Jackie, we certainly appreciate your time and your talents, and congratulations.
well, thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jackie McCaughtry, winner of the Hiland Dairy's 12 Days of Cookies. Again, look for her recipe December 23rd on the 8th.